So today, we've been listening to the Real Talk Cafe podcast.
Specifically, that episode, Life is Arduous. And that's okay. Really interesting stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And our aim here is to kind of pull out the key ideas they shared about, life being tough sometimes and
Yeah.
what that actually means for us.
Right.
And they started right off saying something pretty fundamental, feeling like life's a struggle. That's not a personal failing. It's just, well, part of being human.
And I thought it was great how they immediately tackled that pressure we feel maybe from social media where everything looks perfect.
Oh, definitely. The highlight reel effect.
Exactly. They stressed how misleading that can be, making you think you're the only one finding things hard. It's
Mm,
such an important reminder, isn't it?
it really is.
Yeah.
It's so easy to fall into comparing yourself.
Yeah.
But they link this to the idea of growth, saying it often comes through resistance.
Like the difficulty is actually necessary.
Right, like when you're learning something new or even, building muscle at the gym, that struggle, pushing against something, that's what makes you stronger.
That's a great analogy. And they applied that same idea to our sort of emotional and personal growth. Those hard times aren't just obstacles, they're actually building our resilience.
Yeah, forging it, as you say. And sometimes that resistance, it's not just external stuff, right? It can be internal, too.
Oh, for sure. Your own doubts, maybe fears. Getting past those is a huge part of growing.
And another thing I really liked was their point about pace.
Hmm.
How life isn't actually a race.
Yes, that was so key. People find their way at different speeds, different times.
It's comforting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially if you feel like you're, quote, behind somehow.
It really pushes back against those rigid timelines we sometimes impose on ourselves. They were advocating for like a more patient view of our own journeys.
Totally. And they also discussed just acknowledging the difficulty, saying, yeah, this is hard right now.
And that is actually strength, not pretending everything's fine.
Exactly. Showing up even when you really don't feel like it.
Yeah.
That's the real courage, they argued.
It's kind of redefining strength, isn't it? Not about being bulletproof, but about being honest about the struggle and just keeping going anyway.
Yeah. And they suggested it's often in those tough times that we actually learn the most, discover strengths we didn't even know we had.
Hidden reserves.
Right. And sometimes those difficult moments can even clarify things for us, like what really matters, our purpose, maybe.
That's a powerful thought, that the struggles aren't wasted. They teach us, maybe even guide us a bit.
Definitely. So the overall message from Real Talk Cafe, the big takeaway, felt really reassuring.
Yeah, like if life feels heavy, you're definitely not alone in that.
And it's not permanent. That was a big part of it, too. Things change, challenges pass.
That cyclical nature, it is easy to forget when you're in the thick of it. So hearing that reminder, that shared experience,
Hmm.
it helps. It validates what you're feeling.
Absolutely. So summing up our deep dive here, yes, life can be arduous, as they said, but it's also meaningful. And crucially, you do have the strengths to navigate it.
And their advice was so simple but profound. Just take it one step, one breath at a time.
Yeah, keep it manageable. Don't get overwhelmed by the big picture.
Exactly. Breaking it down makes even really tough situations feel, well, more possible to handle.
It really does. Which makes me think maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Cast your mind back to a really difficult period you went through. What unexpected strength did you find in yourself then? Or what insight did you gain?
That's a great question. Because it's often right there in the middle of the hardship that we see what we're truly capable of.